Hello everyone. I'm so excited to come on today to do an unboxing of another tarot deck. So this deck has been calling me since it released, well, I guess just released last week. I feel like I've been wanting it forever. So I'm really excited. At the time of recording this, it will have been out for, or at the time of this posting, because it'll be a couple weeks, it will have been out for a little while, but I will post the link below for you to purchase the deck as well. So this is the True Heart Intuitive Tarot. It is by Rachel True. And I am going to unbox it and share it with you guys. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Lalantia. I'm a psychic realm channeler and energy healer. And my channel talks about lots of different things regarding spirituality, but I do have this series that is like tarot and oracle card unboxings and reviews, and I like doing the unboxings because then you get to see like what the cards are like or what my reaction is as I'm opening it up. So that's why I'm excited to share this today. But I would invite you to, check out the other videos on my channel and see if anything interests you. And if so, then subscribe. And if you do like this video, make sure to leave a comment, like it, all of those things, or like, thumbs up, whatever. Okay, so let's just get into it. The box is very different. This is published by Houghton Mifflin, and the box is like that. So it's different. It doesn't feel so permanent, like it doesn't feel like a permanent box, which is interesting, but I do like it. Okay. It's a very big book, full-sized. So Rachel True was in the movie The Craft, and let's see, she created these cards to be used with an intuitive approach, and so she does share some of her own stories. Okay, so this is a full-on book. It's not in color, but it is a full-on book. Like, okay, so funny, that's the one I land on. That card has come up for me twice in the past week. Okay, so she has in there high vibe, low vibe, so that would mean the positive and the negative. She has pages. She shares some of her own stories. I really actually like this a lot. So this description is these 2 full pages, this page, and then the first page. This is the first page. So these are thorough descriptions, and I really do like that because that means that she's giving her perspective on it. So let me actually give you, okay, so the lovers. High vibe, union, joy, love, attraction, desire, partnership, harmony. Low vibe, discord, incompatibility, loss, disappointment, imbalance. So I'm thinking maybe the low vibe is up when they're reversed. So let me see here. It must be what it is. She has a nice introduction, a few pages long, getting started. Okay, so get focused, do a little meditation, get comfortable, get centered. She has a breathing exercise. She talks about grounding. She talks about the backstory. That's cool. She talks about choosing a tarot deck, the care and feeding of your deck, setting up an altar, keeping a physical notebook, connecting to your tarot cards using the Actor's Way. She has an Actor's Way exercise. There's a lot here. Like this is definitely a full-on book. Okay, so she talks about in the beginning the suits. So tarot by the numbers, the 4 suits. I'm putting the suit energy numerical value together, the court cards, reading reversals are the low vibe. So reversals are low vibe, which honestly, I'm not sure if I resonate with the term low vibe. Like that makes it sound like it's bad, and reversals aren't always necessarily bad. It's just kind of, you know, the opposite of what it would be otherwise, basically. She talks about shuffling, playing clarifying cards, reading for other people. She has tarot spreads, quite a few. Okay, a lot. She even has a 10-card relationship snapshot. Ooh. Insight spread. Sample True Heart Tarot Insight spread. Okay. Yeah. So she does talk about a lot of things. So it is a full-on book. I actually think this is maybe one of the reasons why I was really pulled to it. So I am really liking her energy. Like, I have a lot to read regarding the book, but just what I'm getting from the book so far. Like, when I saw this deck come in to the bookstore, I knew that I had to have it, but I didn't really know why. Like, there wasn't anything that really stood out to me specifically that was like, you need it, I need it. But it was more of like a feeling, like I felt the energy of the deck. It felt really strong to me. So yeah, I don't know, I'm liking that she has so much in describing it, and she has everything in order, like in the order of the journey. So some of them don't have it in order in that way. At least that's how it looks to me so far. Yeah. So okay, so the minor arcana is a much shorter. So it looks like it's the major arcana that she really goes deep into it. Yeah, some of them are a few pages long. Okay, so the minor arcana. So Ace of Wands is the first one. She has high vibe, low vibe. So that would be, you know, regular and then reversed. Aces carry the potential of their whole suit. In this case, wands, that means potential for action, new opportunities, and new ideas. This might mean a fiery jolt of cosmic inspiration, opening the mind's eye in your root chakra. You may be brimming with ideas, kinetic energy, sexual passion, and a new confidence. There's a lot more here. I'm not going to read it all, but she does have a little bit at the end if pulled in low vibe. If you're enduring setbacks, remember they're temporary, not the truth of who you are. It's never too late to actively turn dreams into reality. You may feel dulled out, sexually frustrated, financially burdened, and or creatively blocked. Others can feel frazzled with a short fuse. Your personal power is much larger than you know. It's time to ignite your fire. So just a little bit of description for that. So yeah, it looks like these ones are much shorter descriptions, which is interesting. I think that it would have been kind of cool to maybe get a little bit more, but we'll have to see, like working with the deck, because it is full on descriptions. Like there's a lot of tarot decks that don't even have a book more than like the very basic meanings, like what she has for the low vibe or high vibe and low vibe. So let's take a peek. Actually, let me skip to the end and just see. So she does change up some of the things. It looks like she has discs instead of pentacles. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. So there are the two packages of cards. I'm going to start with the major arcana. It looks like are in this package, and that plastic is coming off pretty easily. Okay. So I am maybe had high expectations of the cards, and I'm not going to say I'm disappointed yet. Let's go into it a little bit. So these are the backs, which I think are fine. I like the backs fine. I actually like that the swords are on there. It has all the different things. The cards are kind of typical tarot, and I was kind of thinking they might be a nice high quality card stock with a little bit, I had this idea that they were going to be really tall. I don't know why I thought that, and that they were going to be this really nice, thick cardstock in matte finish. And they're not. They're not high gloss, but they are more glossy a little bit. I guess they're matte, but they're not like the matte like I was thinking with the thickness, but or the thicker. I don't know. Like I can totally feel the cards of what I thought these were going to be. So maybe at this moment, I feel like I'm a little bit disappointed because they're a little bit different cardstock than I thought they would be. But I do want to mention, you know, these cards are $30 American. So the price is actually appropriate for what you get, especially with such a detailed full-on book. So price-wise, you're getting what you paid for. Like I think that that's a pretty good price for what you're getting here. So if I had gotten the cards that I was thinking of, it would probably be more of a $50 book or $50 deck. So I can't really complain. All right, let's go through the cards. I'm jabbering too much. I do quite like the vibrancy of the colors. I like how the colors stand out. I actually really like the Magician card a lot. I do feel like these cards are not going to hold up terribly well, but I'll have to work with them. You know, it's hard to say. The Empress. I just want to look at them, you know? They are really beautiful. Like the art on them is good. This is a strength card, so we do have a lion on there. And she did have them created so that you can use your intuition, and it's not, you know, it's a lot of tarot readers do have the tarot memorized. When you use it for so long, you know, you do start to kind of get to that point where you do have a lot of it memorized just naturally, but it's important to be drawing on the intuitive aspect of it. So the Hanged Man. So yeah, it sounds like she designed them to use your intuition. Actually, I want to address this Death card. I really like that. Like looking at it and what comes to mind if you use your intuition. You know, that's like way better than people like jump to conclusions when it comes to the Death card, right? Like, I like that. So we do get diversity in the deck, which I think is really good. As far as the people that are represented, I really like that one too. The sun is gorgeous. Ooh, that one's really nice too. See, I just love that not only do we have people of color, but we have people of varying colors. So some are darker than others. That's awesome. Definitely more realistic as far as the world goes. And the cups now. Definitely different images, you know, in my tarot deck that I've been using a lot lately, the Ethereal Visions Tarot, Illuminated Tarot. Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot. We have a lot of the traditional imagery in it, and this one adds different, like it switches it up a bit. So I really do like that a lot. There's a lot to go on imagery wise. That's one thing with the other deck that I've been using a lot tarot wise. It doesn't have as much. My other tarot decks do have a lot, but So the cups all have this blue, it looks like, around the edges. Ace of discs, going into discs now, which are pentacles. So it looks like the discs don't have the same theme, like as far as the cups seem to have that blue. There's not a specific theme. We have discs that look completely different. Okay, so let me open up the other one. Oh dear. This one wants to be a bit harder. There we go, got it. So I have found that I am a little bit funny about my tarot decks, and I'm less funny about my oracle decks. So my tarot decks to me are my oracle decks are sacred, but my tarot decks, I tend to be like rather picky about the cardstock on my tarot decks. I really like a nice, thick, sturdy cardstock on my tarot, but they are really hard to find. So these discs do have a theme here. Oh, I see. Okay, I'm starting to get it. So this is the court ones. Going into wands now. So I'm not sure why I'll have to read the book to see why she decided to go with discs instead of pentacles. Maybe pentacles just seem to, some people don't like tarot because of, I think it's witchcraft, and maybe the pentacles, she wanted it to be more available to others that may have more Christian leanings. But I do have to say, she is showing people, naked people, her drawings, but she's not holding back, so that's good. So the court for the wands is the yellow. Ooh, I love this Ace of Swords. I love that one, the imagery of that one, and how and the intuitive reading from that. This one as well. I like when I can just look at it and I just instantly know the message without necessarily looking at what card it is, you know, in the deck. While I don't necessarily have tarot memorized, I do have a fairly good idea of the cards. I know that one very well. Pulled it a couple times a couple weeks ago for myself. So we're almost at the end here. So I am curious to hear what see what your thoughts are. So, you know, these are fairly bendy. Let's do a shuffle. Thick the pile is. I will say that these should be easy to shuffle. Yes. Delightful to shuffle, which is a bonus because I'm the world's most awkward shuffler. So yeah, I have to say, I am definitely very impressed with the book. I think that the book is fantastic. It's a full-on book. And keep that in mind when you buy this deck. You know, sometimes people are like, oh, that's a $30 deck. I don't know if I want to make that big of an investment and I'm not even sure if I'm going to like them. So with this is a great deck for those that are learning the tarot, because there is so much imagery to work with. While some decks like the Ethereal Visions, Illuminated Tarot, doesn't have as much imagery. If you're curious about that, I do have a review of that one up, but it doesn't have as much to work on with imagery and like the symbolism on the cards themselves. That deck is easier to use when you already know the tarot fairly well, because you're not going to get as much from the images. You may feel a little bit overwhelmed if you're new to tarot. These cards, you get a lot. Let me just see. So we got the Hanged Man. So when you look at this card, first of all, anybody who knows tarot like knows what the Hanged Man is pretty quickly, right? But it is like, if you didn't know anything about what the Hanged Man was, would you be able to tell what that message is? I feel like I would. I know sometimes we get overwhelmed when it comes to using our intuition and things, but yeah. So if I look up the Hanged Man, so maybe you made your assessment of what you think it is. So let me see, is there a... It just says, I don't think that I can look by page or by card. That's something I do wish that they would do more of, is have that at the beginning where you can just look things up. Okay, so the content says 43, Major Arcana. But when you don't know the order of the cards, which I don't always remember, I definitely don't remember exactly. I have like a general idea where they land in the deck, but not necessarily every card in order. Okay, so the Hanged Man in this book, and this is just to give you an idea what it says. High vibes: surrender, acceptance, release, internal work, acquiescence, sacrifice, peridium shifts. Low vibes: struggle, resistance, denial, submission, myopic vision. So that would be if it was reversed. Now, when I think of the Hanged Man, I think of like a perception shift, you know, changing your perception of things or how you see things, look at things in a different way, right? So what it says in the book, and I don't know that I'll read the whole thing because it's pages long. No, I definitely won't, but I'll read a little bit. So the Fool has come a long way on their journey. It's time to pause and reflect. That reflection, definitely. When you pull the Hanged Man, the tarot wants you to take a beat before proceeding. Don't be pressured or hurried to any decisions. Analyze issues from all angles to gain perspective. The Hanged Man is a pretty straightforward card. There they are, hanging upside down from the tree of knowledge, but they're not tied down. The rays around their head signify the enlightenment that can be found by considering a new perspective. There we go. Sometimes you have to put yourself in uncomfortable positions to learn and grow. Surrender to the now, understanding that you do not know everything. If you're unsure the best course of action, the best answer may be to do nothing. Let the situation breathe. Let the answer come to you. This pause will cause a shift in energy and allow you to view things from a completely new angle. Use this deliberate period of inaction to explore your inner life and prepare for what's to come. The Hanged Man could represent you or someone close to you who is feeling a bit stuck. Try to look at things with a new set of eyes. Maybe things have slowed down and you feel like you're in a holding pattern. Acceptance of where things are versus spinning in anxiety over how you wanted things to be is a crucial step toward forward movement. She continues on, and then she shares a pulled and low vibe, and she shares a paragraph, and that says, stillness speaks its own language, but staying in stasis too long means you're stuck. Fear of failure or success may have you feeling indecisive, isolated, and or depressed. Get out of your head and reconnect with rituals, people, and places that give you comfort. Ask yourself what you're putting off with stealing your joy and what is within your power to shift. Surrender old negative behavior patterns and tune into your inner voice for guidance. So for me, because I generally keep my cards all in the same direction, I'm kind of a little bit crazy that way. I don't like, for me, I don't know, it just bothers me when my cards are are upside down. So I would read both. If the first thing doesn't resonate, then I would look to the next thing if I am to look in the book, right? But if I look at the cards, then oftentimes I would get the message on its own. So after the if pulled and low vibe, which I'm glad that she shared that, she shares her own story about this card. And she talks about when she was 23, I was living in an apartment in New York's East Village, directly across the street from a building I lived in as a small child. And anyway, she goes in and she talks about her experience with the Hanged Man. So that's pretty cool. I like that. So you're not just paying, like, you're getting cards that are pretty awesome. The imagery is fantastic, but you're also getting a book that is amazing. So you're getting her stories. This is not just a book with just the meanings of the tarot cards, it's sharing her stories and her experiences with them. To me, that means that the price of $30 is fantastic, because this book alone would be $20. If this was selling on its own in the store, it might be $14.99, between $14.99 and $20. But then you're getting a whole deck of cards. So I think it's pretty good. I think it's awesome. I think that it's totally worth it. Of course, I'll have to work with the cards a little bit and see what I think when I work with them. But I think that this is a really, really great deck. And I know I said, yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed that the cards are just regular cardstock and not a thicker cardstock. But I don't know. I think that I'm kind of getting over the disappointment of that. And I think that I'll be okay. And I think that these cards are pretty great. So we'll see how they hold up in use. But as far as the imagery goes and the energy, definitely feeling the energy, because I felt the energy before I even got the cards. I've been feeling them calling to me. And I had to wait like a whole extra week after release to actually go get them. So I was definitely still feeling that pull. And sometimes if I wait a little while, then that kind of goes away. And I think, okay, well, I just really wanted them. Like, sometimes we just want things because we like to buy things. And I don't know. But yeah, I was feeling the energy of these and like that importance of getting them. So I'm glad that I did. And I would love to hear your thoughts about this deck. Are you going to buy it? Did you buy it? Do you already have it? Have you worked with it? What are your thoughts? I don't know if I'll post a review of it, but I'll definitely be using these cards in my readings for a while, maybe forever. We'll see. If I don't love them, maybe I won't use them that long, but I'm guessing that I'm going to really like them. I think that the art is great. I love the diversity. I love the that she switched things up when it comes to the images and changed it to be unique to this deck, which is one thing that is important to me in the cards, that they still have some of that traditional symbolism, but they add extra elements that may make it a little bit easier for some people to be able to read them intuitively. And so I know this is a little bit of a longer video because there was so much to talk about, but I like to be thorough, Aya. So thank you for sticking with me, watching this whole video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.